Mira's maze of reactions, reviews, and everything in between. I'm Mira. I'm back. I got my notes. We got our show, and we're diving right into episode 4 of Love Island USA season 3. So, as we know, Amy came through with the text letting it be known that she wanted to get to know Josh in the hot tub, and of course, Miss Shannon was not here for it at all. So now we pick up this episode, and Josh and Amy are actually coming back into the house, and Miss Shannon is bothered, honey. For somebody who doesn't get jealous, honey, her feathers were all the way ruffled, but I digress. So she comes into the house, she's talking to everyone, because that's one thing about it, Amy gonna talk to everybody. She gonna talk to your man, and she don't care. She even got to talk in Spanish with Will, and as we know, Miss Kyra was definitely not here for that. She was talking Spanish, and they couldn't understand it, and honey, the girls were shooketh. So Christian sits down with Cash and tells her he doesn't like Trina, and I was just looking like, boy, what? Like, first of all, where did this come from? Second of all, who gives a fuck? Third of all, how are you mad? Like, his reasoning was that she's trying to lock his mans down. And I'm like, what does that have to do with you? Even if she is, what does that have to do with you? You need to be worried about who's trying to lock you down. But I digress. So anywho, he's going on about how he doesn't see it for Trina, and he's like, quiet as kept, neither does Jeremy. He does not want to be with her. And while Cash promises not to tell, she's like feeling some type of way, like she does need to give Trina the heads up, which I think everyone has been trying to get Trina to open her eyes to the fact that Jeremy is just not that into her. It's okay. There will be other people coming into the house. There are other people in the house now. You are solely fixing yourself on Jeremy, and it's just not a good look. But we gonna see. So he promises Cash not to tell anything, and I'm kind of mad that she agreed to that. I mean, even though she did look out and she did end up having a conversation with Trina, that's not something I would agree to, because if you tell me that someone is literally going around saying that they're not interested in the person and not telling that person, I can't hold my tongue on that one, because I just don't think that's right. I hate when people do that on this show. Like, keep it real. The premise of the show is basically to date around until you find the one. So if she's not the one, let her know she's not the one so that she can also date around. So Jeremy ends up getting picked to go on a date with Amy, and he is ecstatic, honey. Like, honestly, he don't even need a reason, because he's not feeling Trina, but to have that reason, that boy happy. And it irritated my soul for Trina, because Amy literally came into the dressing room while she's in there talking about, oh, I gotta find me something to wear. Yeah, you would have got slapped. Don't come in here playing with me. You know how I feel. You know you about to take my man. Just cool it on that hot shit before you get, no, I'm just So while they're gone now, Cash takes this opportunity to talk to Trina, and she just lets her know, like, hey, don't just be so focused on just Jeremy. Like, maybe open yourself up to other people and don't put all your eggs in one basket. And you know, Trina's receiving it, but it's also going over her head at the same time, because for some reason she is really into Jeremy. I don't get it. Is it conversations we haven't heard? Is it, you know, like, what is it? I know she said she felt that print. Is it that impressive? Like, what is it? Okay. So on the date, Amy and Jeremy do end up kissing or whatever. Okay. Jeremy, honey, he would have kissed anything. Like I said, he wasn't into Trina. He was ready to chuck up them deuces regardless. So he comes back feeling himself, honey, only to get his bubble burst real quick when he found out Will's about to turn right around and go on a date with her as well. You ain't that special, Jeremy. So Amy and Will have a decent date too. You know, they connect on that Espanol level. You know, they understand each other when nobody else in the house don't, including me. So don't, please don't keep having us speak Spanish, because we don't understand it. So And then I have to ultimately respect Will for how he came back in the house, because I honestly felt like he came back in the house and he kept it a stack with Kyra. Like, he let her know, you know, I am interested in her. She was cool. We did have a good conversation. It was a nice day. He didn't downplay it. And I don't think he downplayed Kyra either, because he kept it real when he was on the date with Amy. I just don't think that Kyra was in a position that she was going to receive it well regardless, because whenever anyone else comes in the house, these women get so intimidated that if he wasn't just ultimately speaking her praises and saying, oh, I don't even like her, she's ugly, there was nothing, then she was going to feel a type of way regardless. That's just the energy that I was getting, because I honestly don't think he was in the wrong. Now, he does come back and clean it up later, but honestly, I thought the initial approach that he took was good. It just wasn't what she wanted to hear, but it was the honest truth. And I don't think that he slighted either of them really by just saying, hey, look, I'm actually interested in both, and I'm just trying to see, because again, it is only the third day, but you know, they can't get their head around that. Now, on the other hand, we have Jeremy, who reacted like a dickhead to me. Like, he didn't even feel it necessary to approach Trina, like to talk to her at all. He didn't talk to her before he went on the date. He came back from the date and immediately went to the guys and the other people and started talking about the date, but never once took it upon himself to have a one-on-one with Trina, to keep it a buck, to be a man about it. Like, I don't fuck with Jeremy. So then we have they finally sit down and have a conversation, Trina and Jeremy. And honestly, I don't feel like it's because he really grew the balls to talk to her. I honestly feel like she made it a point to, like, hey, you know, I'm still here, like, remember me, Trina? So basically, he finally admits, you know, it's just not clicking. You know, I'm not really interested in taking it there with you anymore, and I don't want to lead you on anymore. Keyword, anymore. So, you know, like, we know that you was leading that girl on. Okay, just as long as we know, just checking. He said anymore, so you know. I just want to make sure we on the same page. Y'all heard what I heard, so we can dead that now. So, like I said, Will does come back. He cleans it up with Kyra, and he basically is just saying, look, it's just me and you. We're just going to take her out the equation. And, you know, Kyra in her confessional is a little confused, because she's like, well, that's the opposite energy he was just giving me, so I don't know how to take it. But Kyra, that's not exactly true, sis. I think you heard what you wanted to hear. And because he didn't just come back speaking your praises and say it's only you like he is now, you wasn't trying to hear it. So that was that. But they good, and I like them. I like Will and Kyra. So I'm just glad that he came back and cleaned it up, and she was more able to take it in this time. So it's game time, honey. Because what we here for the games. So this game, honey, Baywatch, the boys was cutting up. You know, the boys, But it was Cinco for me, honey. But then again, when is it not Cinco for me? It's always Cinco for me. And it was Cinco for the other women too, because they chose him as the challenge winner. Now I'm going to tell you who they was not here for, and that is Josh. Because Josh, you played it. You played it, honey. When I tell you he necked the hell out of Shannon, literally passed her to go get his Amy in her face as they stood next to each other. Ooh, Josh, you dirty, dirty dog. I knew it.
Oh my God! I did not see this coming at all. You blind.
Ooh, I knew it. I want Shannon to walk you like the dog that you are so bad, because ooh, that hurt my soul to watch. I cannot believe she let him play in her face like that. But we gonna move on. It couldn't have been me though. But I did also know poor Trina, honey. She was just looking so sad. Like, everybody getting kissed, everybody getting picked up, honey. When she saw the way Cash got it, the way Cinco was giving it up, like, it was all in her face.
Cinco picked her up and, like, this is my woman. I'm gonna take her and kiss her the way she deserves to be kissed.
just like gave myself into the kiss and I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I love it.
Like, why can't that just be me? That's because you chose Jeremy. That's because you was putting all your eggs in one basket and you chose Jeremy. And then you see all that and you realizing that you chose wrong. But we gonna move on, Trina. You played yourself though, because look at him. Just look at him. But you wanted Jeremy. You wanted Jeremy. So they get back in the house and everybody, especially the women, is so confused by Josh's move that he pulled. And I'm like, honey, you know you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up. It's recoupling, honey. The girls is choosing this week. What was you thinking? You might have kissed her, but Amy's clearly not feeling you because after the hot tub date, she turned around and chose Will and Jeremy. She could have chose you, but you didn't. So you obviously didn't put it down in that hot tub, right? So you done fucked up. So, honey, Miss Shannon is on her rant around the house now. I had to quote her because she said, honey, I never step on my crown, and I felt that in my heart. I wish she would have felt it too, because she turned around and did the complete opposite of what she walked around that house saying she was doing. She has said that Josh's days was numbered. She said he was a goner because she is not to be played with. But that's not what I heard, because it's now time for the recoupling. And Amy gets to choose first, and she's giving her a nice old long old speech, and honey, she refers to this person as the angel of the house and says, I think everybody would agree this is the angel of the house, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, who? Because I know you're not talking about Jeremy. Jeremy? He's the angel of the house? Okay. Maybe y'all ain't seen it. Maybe we see a different Jeremy than y'all see up in that house, but he ain't no angel. But she chose him. Okay. So then Kyra chose Will, of course, gave her little speech. They so cute to me right now. Like, I hope that they can maintain, and I hope that if other people come in the house, Kyra can just stand her ground and stand in her confidence and stand by her man, and hopefully Will don't show his ass, because I like them, I do. And it does seem genuine right now, you know. In this episode, everybody was showing their true colors, showing their ass, so I don't know. But right now, I'm liking what I see with Kyra and Will. So then we get to Olivia's time to choose. And you know, I don't really care for Miss Olivia, so I wasn't really caring who she chose. But I knew, see, Giovanni, he understood the assignment. He knew that ass was on the line. He got to using them lips. And that kissing paid off, because guess what? Olivia said, you know, I know that Christian was loyal. You know, I was supposed to rock with him. But that kissing kind of got to me. She chose Giovanni, honey. She had to do what had to be done. So then, of course, we got Cash, and she holds it down. She chooses Cinco. She gives her little speech. It was cute, you know. She's tired of being other people's rock, and she's hoping that he could be her rock. But they're going to see where it goes. But you know where it stands. And I like them too. Like, right now, and it's definitely Kyra and Will and Cash and Cinco for me. So then Trina gets to choose, and I really do feel for Trina right now. I really don't like the way Jeremy handled the situation. I think it was right for him to finally man up and just let her know how he was honestly feeling, but the way he did it was just so stale, so cut and dry, so emotionless. And for you to know that this girl has been giving it her all for these past 2 days, even though it's only 2 days, I wouldn't be doing all that after 2 days, but that's neither here nor there. You should have at least gave her something. You gave her no emotions. It was void of anything. I feel so bad for her. She honestly seemed very sad up there talking, and she was trying to hold back tears the entire night. So I feel bad for her. But ultimately, she said, you know, I'm in a very vulnerable position right now, and I'm being very vulnerable with everyone in the house. And right now, I'm just going to choose based on what could be a friendship, because I want to save this person. You know, it could turn into something else, but if not anything else, I appreciate the way you came to me as a friend. And she chose Corey. And I'm actually glad that Corey got to stay in the house, because not only because I was ready for Christian to go, because he needed it, he needed the boot, but also just because I want to see more of Corey. He does seem to be a nice person, so I would like to see him in the house longer. So I'm glad that she chose to save Corey. So, of course, Christian, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more. I'm sorry, I didn't like Christian. I wasn't really here for him that much. You know, everybody in the house might have been cool with him. I saw Cash turn up a little bit to have to see her friend go, but he just wasn't it for me. So that was it for this episode. I'm definitely excited to see episode 5 on Tuesday. Like I said, everybody was showing their ass a little bit, showing their true colors this episode. And, you know, our girl Shannon, honey, she talked a good game. And when it came down to either saving Christian or giving Josh the boot, she chose to keep Josh. So talked a good game, fell flat in the end, and that's what hurts. Like, it's like, sis, if you was gonna choose him, you just should have saved your breath talking all that big girl talk. Because you talk that tough girl shit, we want to see you back it up, and she did not. So Josh is still in the house. But Christian's gone, so I guess I can be a little happy. So y'all let me know what y'all thought. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Comment down below who y'all feeling right now. Who's y'all favorites? Who y'all think need to go home next? And of course, subscribe. And I will see y'all next time.